So how many of you know the icon that is on screen right now? Of course, because according to the Guinness Book of World Records, in 2010, about 93% of American consumers know who this character is. So obviously the icon is Nintendo's mascot, and I personally love Nintendo's video games and their company ever since they started, and I've been fascinated with their origins. And actually, me and a group of friends have this favorite game from Nintendo that we get together. We dedicated a day of the week to get together to play it, and we've been doing it for about 4 years now. Just a constant. Every week we play that one. But Nintendo, they have dominated the video game industry since the very beginning, and it shows that they will continue dominating the video game scene in the future. I'll discuss about who they were before they were a video game company and their first attempt at trying to make a video game, and then we'll talk about what we expect from this company today and in the near future. So, like I said, Nintendo wasn't really a video game company at the beginning. At first, they were a very commonly known toy and playing card company. According to the book History of Nintendo, Volume 1 by George Flores, 2012, Nintendo, even today, is the only manufacturer of these cards called Kaba Fuba. In English, they're called flower cards. These Kaba Fuba cards, and they're very expensive. They're handcrafted cards that are praised amongst the wealthiest families in Kyoto, Japan. So, yeah, and according to blog.beforemario.org of 2013, their first bestseller overseas was a toy called, it's actually the picture over there, it's called Ultra Hand. And it sold for about 600 yen and sold about 1 million units in the United States in the late 60s. But during the late 60s and early 70s, Japan and the United States, actually, the video game industry started booming with the creation of Pong. And, well, Nintendo wanted in on it. So they were, according to GameStudies.org of 2011, Nintendo was actually the first company to market home consoles. And home consoles were really, really rare at the time. And these home consoles will come with dozens of games, of knockoffs, of popular games like Pong and Space Invader. And they also there was an infamous case with Nintendo where they actually tried to create their own original game and not a knockoff. So according to Super Mario, How Nintendo Conquered America by Ryan J. of 2013, Nintendo created their very original arcade machine called Radar Scope, and many reports from players saying that they got migraines from playing within a few hours or how long they would play, they would get migraines from it. So even though they had a little rocky start at the beginning, they ended up just pushing forward. They y'all said, the majority of you said they know what the Mario icon is, who Mario is. They also created Donkey Kong and others like Link. So what do we expect from them today? Who are they? Well, according to Otero from IGN 2017, Nintendo has recently created a masterpiece of open world game design. And for those of you that don't know, open world game design has been around for a decade. So having one of their recent games being called the masterpiece, just the best one out there for it is pretty surprising, and it's gonna influence so many other companies. And according to Game Over, how Nintendo conquered the world in 1993, they actually, the profits of Nintendo in early 1992, they were higher than all of America's movie studios combined. So overall, from a small company that was sold like toys and playing cards to creating like machines that gave their players migraines and now creating masterpieces, these guys have dominated the early stages of video games and will continue dominating future video games that are created. And I do recommend you guys to go on YouTube and look up a documentary about one of their famous case of their game Super Smash Brothers, Melee, where players took this game and made it into a very competitive game, and Nintendo actually despises that community. So it's a 4-hour documentary talking about Nintendo versus like this community that really loves their game, but Nintendo hates what they've done to it.